story. Arsenal have landed another mega signing, and it looks like everything is going on as to plan. And one will ask me that, Rokani, when you say that, everything is going on as to plan for the club of Arsenal, but they haven't gone ahead obviously getting through. They never went ahead obviously getting through Vinicius Jr. And I pose a question to you. Was Vinicius Jr. in frame for the club of Arsenal by the time this summer transfer window started? No. It is a deal that came in through because his agents had to obviously look for an alternative if at all they failed to reach an agreement with a team known as Real Madrid. You understand? So it was not in frame. The deal that we all knew that was in frame for a man known as was for what's his name? Julian Alvarez. But before the summer transfer window closes, that deal can obviously be given a very, very huge pedal to say it that it obviously flat all really flows to the side of Arsenal. But we are not here to talk about those players, but you're talking about a deal of Arsenal going on as planned. And we're here to discuss lots of things. And we're going to be talking about Konsa, right? We are going to be talking about Curtis Jones. And I know there are very many questions because I last came in live here when Arsenal went ahead to obviously beat a team known as who? When Arsenal went ahead to beat a team known as Man City in the Community Shield, and ever since then I had not obviously gone ahead to show back here. But very important to note that I'm here to discuss lots of things with you, and I don't exactly hear what your thoughts are about this, but I'll be reading through into the live section and see to it that we are really on the same page in there for you. Now, let me give shout outs to Wilson in here for you, Oba Jasper in there for you, Patrick Ekering, thank you. There is Freddy in here, and I do have Cheroti is called Cherotich Ivan in there for you. I do have Frank doing the needful. I do have Chongonzi News Media. And he said, Mr. Genius RD, we are waiting for you. And here I am to obviously break down this matter. Stephen and Enoch Basaja. Guys, you are really great, and let's obviously go on to say to it that we break this deal down. Now, I had already gone ahead to bring you how this story came to pass. I told you that it was David Austin who came up earlier today and broke the story that Arsenal closing in on a deal, and the likes of Fabrizio Romano went ahead to jump onto the bandwagon. You understand? Meaning that the guy has taken the day because he has broken two stories today. One of a man known as Konsa and the other of Bale Batuman United. And if you know what is happening right now, United and Arsenal are on top of the news. Meaning that, to me, they are the biggest clubs in Premier League football. If you doubt, that's your opinion, and it will be unpopular. But the popular opinion is always that Arsenal and United are the biggest clubs in there for you. And if United ever comes out and wins the Premier League in the next 2-3 seasons, I tell you, we will enjoy the game between Man United and Arsenal because they'll be fighting for something. But it is of no brain that after Arsenal spending 2 decades plus without lifting a Premier League, they've gone ahead to lift it. United has so far taken 13 years without lifting a Premier League, meaning that with the signings United are making at Arsenal, I see United closing in onto winning a Premier League. I'm not saying this season, but it might be the next season. You understand? But I don't think that in the next 3 seasons, United will miss out on a Premier League. And I would like to see that rivalry between United and Arsenal. I want to see those days of 2000s, the early 2000s, you know, the late, because when Arsene Wenger came into, I think, in 1997, 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, it was more of a 2-horse race, United and a club known as Arsenal. So I'll pray to it that even United starts lifting a trophy and then Arsenal also lifts. That's when we are obviously going to see the rift between these two clubs raising to the apex. And I tell you, the Premier League will be the biggest beneficiary because the rival between Arsenal and Man United is spread all over the world, and there is no way we will ever see those come to a common understanding there for you. Now, David Austin came up and said, Arsenal reached agreement with Aston Villa to sign Konsa, Ezri, it's Ezri Konsa. Deal for 28-year-old defender worth £51 million plus add-ons. England international said goodbye to Aston Villa teammates and staff today, set to take medical on Thursday. That is it. So, Arsenal got their man, known as Konsa. Obviously, you have to give kudos to the main man, who goes by names of David Austin, because he really gave us the gist of the matter. And he told us that Arsenal are going in for Konsa. Konsa is a 28-year-old player. He's going to be turning 29, in October. And he's in the same age range with a man known as Bruno Guimaraes. That is Eric Konsa. A deal was worth £51 million. Now, from there, we went ahead obviously getting a man known as Fabrizio Romano, Mr. Here We Go. He went ahead to obviously give credit to David Austin because he's the man who broke the story, and he told us that breaking, Arsenal agreed deal to sign Ezri Konsa from Aston Villa. Here we go. Fee agreed at £50 million plus add-ons and long-term deal in place with English defender. Konsa will undergo his medical in the next 48 hours. Then signing at Arsenal will follow. And he gave credit to The Athletic that broke the story. Now, Platigol, where are you? You are like, Fabrizio Romano doesn't credit other sources that are the first to post stories ahead of him. I've seen Fabrizio do this, crediting other sources that have gone ahead to obviously go out and build with the needful. And I tell you, for me, in this, Fabrizio is the god, And Fabrizio and David Austin don't have any beef. That is it. I've not seen them beefing because every time David Austin posts a story faster than Fabrizio Romano, Fabrizio Romano gives him credit. I've seen Fabrizio dropping a story fast than Austin, and David Austin has gone ahead to obviously create a story and accredit Fabrizio Romano. Now, my question is, where did Platigol get all this? Is it envy? But Konsa to Arsenal, here we go. And David Austin reported, let me show you. He went ahead to report £51 million, right? Fabrizio is reporting 50, so I don't know which is which, but it is in the same range. So 51 million pounds, the same, but it paints you a picture of where they are as a team and where the transfer fee was north of. Then from Fabrizio Romano, Jacobs Ben came up and told us the following, that principle in agreement has been reached, between Arsenal and Aston Villa for Ezri Konsa for in excess of £50 million. Medical confirmed for Thursday, as previously reported. That is Jacobs Ben for you. So Jacobs Ben is one of those that has gone ahead to obviously come up and obviously tell us that the deal is in agreement there for you. And he also followed after a man known as David Austin went ahead, obviously put out that story. Then we also had a story coming in through from a man called Platigol, who went ahead, obviously, get a cold war in between him and Fabrizio Romano. And I was like, why is he dying for? Sometimes when the world appreciates someone, you just have to really understand that it's his time. And you should let people shine when it's their time. When it's their time, let people shine, because you just have to work hard and keep on the course, such that your time for shining, such that when your time for shining shows up, indeed, you shine forever. So, Platigol told us that Ezri Konsa to Arsenal deal done. Full agreement reached with Aston Villa. €59 million fixed fee plus add-ons for the 28-year-old centre-back and right-back. Medical scheduled for Thursday after the agreement was reached following the Athletic. As reported, Joe Konsa was not available. Bayer Leverkusen did not give him the green light to leave. Meaning that Arsenal had obviously thought that Konsa, Jarrell, was a better option than this guy. And that's why they were like, if we get in Konsa, there is no reason to get in Konsa. That is it. So if they really got in, if Bayer Leverkusen had told Arsenal that indeed the player is up for sale, there is no way Arsenal would have gone ahead to go in for this guy. But I was really scratching my head, and I've told you those people on TikTok, and they showed I'm going to post on YouTube, that I'm obviously going to be raising some factors that I've not gone ahead to hint on into that video or that short that I've uploaded on YouTube in here and TikTok. And what was that all about? First and foremost, I don't believe that Arsenal moving fast for this guy is just part of the plan only. I think they thought they would go in for this player, but not now. Because today is 19th, they're left with like 12 days, But there is something that might have happened to Ben White or Julian Timber. Why? Arteta, in his previous pre-match press conference, ahead of the Community Shield, he told us that Timber is in his final stages of recovery to see to it that he starts playing for the club of Arsenal. Not so? Now, if Timber is doing fine, there was no need to be in a hurry. Arsenal would have gone ahead to keep trying and see whether Konsa would come to them. They would have gone ahead to push. But I do believe that either Ben White has gone ahead to get an injury after playing against a team known as Man City, or else there is a big offer that has been put on the table for Arsenal to say to it that they sell Ben White. And they're like, before we move on Ben White, let's first bring in his replacement, Ezri Konsa. I think there is something. One of the three will obviously come out. One, Timber might have gone ahead to get a setback in his injury. And they might be like, he might not be coming right now. Let's get in Ezri Konsa to play with the man known as Ben White. If not that, and Timber is fit, there must be a team that has gone ahead to obviously put money on the table to see to it that Ben White crosses from Arsenal to the other side. All else, Ben White might have gone ahead to obviously sustain an injury after playing against Man City, because we've all seen him through the preseason playing with his knee strapped. You understand? And coming from a knee injury, and we thought that you've gone ahead to heal 100%, why would you have your knee strapped? You understand? So, I do believe that in Ezri Konsa, Arsenal has gotten a player that can play as a right back, as a left-sided centre-back, and as a right-sided centre-back. That is it. Huge experience. I've gone ahead to hint on his experience. One, he's 28 years of age. Premier League proven player. He is a player that played in the finals of the UEFA Europa League and went ahead to obviously win the UEFA Europa League with Aston Villa. And that shows you that he knows what winning means. Guys, winning is sweet. And what really drives you to show to it that things are really possible is you after winning. Before you win, even if you're in a losing mode, you'll make a statement and say, no worries. We are obviously going to find ourselves in a position of losing because winning is not part of us. Most of the times we've gone ahead to try to win, we've gone ahead to lose. So that is mentality. But for a person who has won is like, I'm fighting not until the first whistle is blown. He doesn't down tools. He doesn't put his head down. He doesn't really bottle things. he's ever believing that the best is yet to come from what we are doing. If at all we continue producing such moments of attacks, then we'll do the needful. That is Ezri Konsa for you. Arsenal is bringing in a winner at their club. And I tell you, he's gonna fit into this team of Arsenal. That is it. You understand? And I tell you, he is one of those that is great. First on Villa, I do believe, I think they've gone ahead, obviously, making some good money. Because when you look at Konsa, Konsa joined Aston Villa. Let me see, what's his history? Konsa. There is something I'm really trying to look on for here. There is something I really want to know about Konsa. 23rd October 1997. That's when he was born. Now, he crossed from Brentford to Aston Villa. That's where he crossed from, you know. And Brentford sold this player how much? Sold Konsa to Villa. How much? That's what I really want to know. How much? Because we need to know the profit that Aston Villa is going to have to make. Now, we are told that Aston Villa signed Ezri Konsa from Brentford in July 2019 for £12 million by triggering a release clause in his contract. And it happened on July 11th, 2019, meaning that he has been at Aston Villa for 7 years. That is it, meaning that he came in through at Aston Villa at the age of 21. He has been there for 7 years. And Dean Smith was the guy that went ahead to obviously see him really join the side of Villa. So, if they've sold him for 51 or 50 million pounds, that means Aston Villa has a profit of 38 million pounds into their pockets. Oh my, they are doing good business. Villa is doing good business. And see the players they've sold. Morgan Rogers, 117 million pounds. A player they brought in for 18, you know, a sell-on clause in there for you, meaning that they had a profit of like 70 million pounds for Morgan Rogers. They sold Yuri Tielemans, whom they went ahead obviously getting for free for 34 million pounds, and that means that is pure profit because they brought him and they spent nothing apart from the sign-on fee and so on and so forth. When you add the 70 to the 34, okay, let's get off the 4 as the sign-on fees for Yuri Tielemans as a free agent. So 30 plus 70, that is 100 million pounds. Now, they've gone ahead to make profit of Konsa, you know, and it's like 38 million pounds, you know. So, if they're making a profit of 38, that means they've so far brought in profits of 140 million pounds from only player sales. They also want to sell Emiliano Martinez, you know. So, they are doing good business, and I tell you, the replacements they're bringing in through are really good. Now, let's get to Konsa. Konsa is going to be doing his medical tomorrow, and my question has always been, why is Arsenal on a hurry? That is it. That's my question, and that's why I told you at the beginning of the video that there is something that's going to have to happen, either to Ben White or Julian Timber. Why is Arsenal on the hurry to get in Konsa? That is the question. Because as things stand, Arsenal is playing their game on Friday. Their opening Premier League game on Friday against a team known as, what is it called? A team known as Coventry. And the game is going to be playing at the Emirates. And players for the Premier League are supposed to be registered before noon UK time. That is on Friday. Arsenal is working against the clock. And they're like, we want to register this player. And I tell you, when he finishes his medical, don't be shocked when the article comes out that they've gone ahead to register the player with the Premier League. That is it. Don't be shocked. Don't be shocked that the player has been signed, you know. And I won't be shocked when Konsa plays the game of Coventry, I won't be shocked because he has been at the World Cup. He has had a pre-season with Aston Villa, and that means he's good to go. And Premier League proven players don't need a lot on their table to see to it that they obviously study these players a lot. Every player that is in the Premier League right now, Konsa has studied him when he's at Aston Villa. Now, this is where the game of football reached. Konsa, if he's going to play against, if it was at Villa and he's going to be playing against Arsenal, they would have told him that you are obviously going to be playing against Zolis. They'll obviously get out the clips of Zolis and they play them for Konsa and they tell him this is how he behaves. In possession and out of possession. In tight spaces and when he's having spaces. So you know what to do to him to see to it that you prevent him from obviously haunting your team. You understand? So he knows every player. They've profiled every player for him and he'll come out on Friday if he makes the starting 11 for the club of Arsenal to see to it that he puts in a very huge shift for the club of Arsenal. So don't at any one point think that he will take long to get into the team. I tell you, he's known, or it's not going to take him long to get into the team of Arsenal. I do believe Ben White is going to leave. That is it. And there must be a fat offer put on the table of Arsenal that is going to hate to see to it that they obviously see this deal rapidly happening. But it's a very big boost to the club of Arsenal and a very good signing that I tell you Arsenal needed. I tell you, Arsenal needed this player. I tell you, Arsenal needed this player. And in the due course of needing this player, obviously they went hard because in the first video I uploaded in there for you, right? I went up and really told you that the club of Arsenal, right? A little bit here. Where is it? Where is it? So, in the video I put up today, I told you that the club of Arsenal was offering only £30 million, right? For this guy known as Konsa. Aston Villa wanted 60, meaning that there had to obviously be a dialogue onto how much they should sell the player. So Arsenal went ahead to add £21 million on their first bid that was rejected, and Aston Villa saw £9 million chopped off. But I tell you, those £9 million might have been chopped off under the add-ons, and the deal might be £60 million. That is it. Because I think Arsenal was like, we are only in position to pay 50 to 51 million pounds. Then let the 9 million pounds come on as add-ons. Let some be easily achievable add-ons and let others be difficult add-ons to achieve. For example, the variability of the player is very important. If he plays 70 or 80% of the games in the season, you understand what happens. The player, Aston Villa, will get like £1 million. If Arsenal qualifies for the Champions League, it will get you £1 million. If Arsenal wins the Premier League, it will get you like £2 million. If Arsenal plays in the Champions League final, it will get you £1 million. If Arsenal wins the Champions League, it will get you like £3 million. You know, things like those. If there are very many clauses that can be put into a contract of a player, you understand? So I do estimate that Aston Villa might not have seen themselves shrink to see to it that they fall in for Arsenal's convincement. And they're like, all right, get us the 50, 51, and let the others be add-ons. When you look at Konsa and his season, UEFA Europa League, 12 games, 2 goals. He's a goal-scoring defender, by the way, I tell you. And him being a very good player in set pieces, Arsenal have gotten themselves another gem that is really deadly when it comes to set pieces, I tell you. Now, Him and Bruno Guimaraes are really deadly when it comes to such opportunities. And I tell you, look out for this Arsenal team this season. When it comes to set pieces, they're obviously going to be deadly because they've added Zolis. He's good at delivering those set pieces. You've seen him. He's good at delivering those set pieces. Now, they've added in other two players who are really good when it comes to finishing those well brought in corners by Zolis. You understand? And that is very calculative, meaning that on Rice, Saliba, let's count Mosquera because Saliba is still injured. I'm still looking at the starting 11 of Arsenal and how they're obviously going to be threatening in the set pieces. On Rice, Gabriel Magalhaes, Mosquera, Ricardo Carafiori, who else? Gyökeres. Those are 5 aerial threats from Arsenal. They've added more too. That is Konsa and Bruno Guimaraes. Because if you've been watching Bruno Guimaraes in the club of Newcastle, he does that very well. He does it perfectly. And is obviously going to be coming out to haunt you guys. So, and the manager is like, Declan Rice is a towering lad. When you look at Declan Rice, he's 1.88 meters tall. He's approximating 1.9 meters, So he's a tall lad. What does that mean? Each and every time you sacrifice him to bring a corner, you are missing out on another player who is tall enough to do what we call the aerial, or to increase the aerial threat in the 18 box area of the opponent. You understand? Now, Zolis will be delivering these corners from the left side, and then Saka or Noni Madueke will be doing it off the right. Then, the beauty of this, of getting Zolis to obviously be the man delivering corners and Declan Rice is taken off this responsibility, is that amongst all Arsenal players, no one has a better recovering speed than Declan Rice if Arsenal is being hit on a counter-attack. That is it. If Arsenal is being hit on a counter, Declan Rice can recover very well or retrieve and obviously catch up on the guy that is trying to hit them on the break. You understand? And very many teams and what they do each and every time they are in corners, the moment you miss out on scoring against them, they burst into space and cause a lot of havoc. You can all agree with me onto that. So the guy known as Declan Rice will do that. And all these are things that Arsenal are doing perfectly as a team because they looked out at how Declan Rice benefits them better. And they're like, Zolis is a very good player. And in set pieces, he delivers them perfectly well. What decision was made? Simple decision. Let's get in a player who is good in such moments in delivering those set pieces, and we reserve Rice for the best of the team. And in most cases, you will see Declan Rice part of the cast, or Arsenal's cast, in the 18 yards box area of the opponent as corners really get delivered. So, I tell you, it's really going to be an amazing season. And tomorrow, Arteta will do his pre-match press conference ahead of the game they're going to be playing against Coventry. That is it. And after all that, I'll come here and really let you know about the team news. And I'll let you know who do I think will be into my starting 11 and who do I think will be out of my starting 11 for the club of Arsenal. And I want to let you know that it is one of those moments that gonna be exciting, and I just can't wait to obviously do that video tomorrow. So, for the club of Arsenal, a lot is happening, and this is the third or fourth signing. And when I talk about that, we obviously talk about we talk about the benefits of Arsenal having those players and the players they've gone ahead to bring in through. 1, Melia, he's into the first team. 2, Zolis into the first team. 3, Bruno Gimarej into the first team. 4, Konsa in there for you. And I told you, Arsenal might bring in 6 or 7 players. And people were like, Rokani, you are lying. Arsenal cannot. I'm like, let me tell you, each and every number you see in the field of play, a team has to be having 2 able players to come and represent. Now, when you look at Arsenal, if they sell Martinelli and Jesus, that means there'll be 2 more positions that are calling in for reinforcement. That means they'll be needing a left forward and a center forward. In all that, when they bring in these other 2, add them to the 4 they've already gone ahead to bring in through, you sum up to what? Those are 6 players. 6 players. I tell you. So, don't at any one particular time think that Konsa coming in through to Arsenal, it's a done and dusted summer transfer window for the club of Arsenal. They are lying to you. They are lying to you. It's the 3rd last signing for the club of Arsenal, according to me. And all I know, Konsa will be followed up by 2 other players at the club of Arsenal. Now, Konsa, his contract was ending in 2028, meaning that he was left with just 2 years on his contract. And this is one of the opportunities that you cannot really deny or downplay if at all you are Konsa. And such players, I like the way they handle themselves in. I like the way Konsa went ahead to obviously handle himself in. And I've seen something from Opta Joe that has gone ahead to excite very many people. And I'm like, let me obviously bring you this. I think Opta Joe has put out something about Ezri Konsa as Arsenal has gone Ezra Konsa as Arsenal have gone ahead to obviously raise up their hand to obviously bring him in. Now, what is this? What is this? I know most of you are really looking in through, but remember, we are having 110 people watching in through, and we are only having 36 people that have gone ahead to smash the like button. Please smash the like button like no other, right? Smash it to 100 times. And if you're watching us for the very first time and you're watching us, if you're watching us for the very first time and you haven't gone ahead to join our big family of subscribers, go onto the left bottom corner, smash the black button that has the word subscribe. After smashing it, hit the notification bell. That will enable you to get notified every time I upload a video onto this beautiful channel of ours. You understand? So, this is what we are having from you guys. So please subscribe, and after subscribing, turn on your notification bell. And whoever is watching in live, even if you've gone ahead to subscribe, check that bell. The bell has to be clicked on such that you obviously don't miss out on any notifications when you upload a video, right? So, Konsa, this is what Opta Joe has gone ahead to obviously tell us. Arsenal fans, before I speak about it, first read it in your hearts. I know it's obviously going to excite you. First read it in your hearts before I obviously come in through to put in my own submission. First read it. Are you done with reading it? Are you done? So, Arsenal are making signings to me that are suiting their main purpose, right? Arsenal is making signings that are suiting their main purpose. Now, Opta Joe is telling us that Ezri Konsa had the highest pass completion rate under high intensity pressure of any Premier League player last season. 100 pass attempts. Tranquility. Hey. Oh my God. Meaning that he's a good passer of the ball. And what does that mean? Arteta is not looking at anyone who is not good at passing the ball, because he knows to it that the more you have defenders who are really good on the ball, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. And I tell you, it speaking volumes comes up with lots and lots of benefits for the club of Arsenal. If you are having Julian Timber, good at passing the ball, I'm taking Ben White out of the picture because I think he's obviously going to be leaving. Konsa, good. Ricardo Carafiori, good. Hincapie, meaning that you are having your fullbacks who can come in through in the midfield when you're attacking, and they'll obviously produce moments of brilliance. And the midfield of this era, if you're not press resistant, you are obviously going to be missing out on everything. But this man, they tell you, under high intensity pressure, when he's pressed, that's when he has come up to obviously put out a very, very, very huge performance in there for you. So that's what makes him a special kind of lad in there for you. So when they are in the when Arsenal is in the attacking phase, he obviously attains a lot, because these players are press resistant and they cannot really drop the ball. They rarely drop the ball. Now, let's talk about them when they're building from the back, meaning that bring in Eric Konsa, who completed the highest passes under pressure in the Premier League last season at the club of Arsenal. It means that the build-up of Arsenal is obviously going to be next to none. You know, they'll be able to play through any press from any team. What Arsenal are building is monstrous. And they are really getting in the right profile of the players. And Andre Bartha is doing a very good job. And if you want to defend the league, these are things that you do. You have to break the bank. Now, how much has Arsenal going to have to spend so far? Right? Konsa, £51 million. Bruno Gimares, 75. That is 126 million pounds. Add on the 34 million pounds for a player known as Zolis. That is 100 and close to 160 million pounds. Arsenal having 3 players. Now, Arsenal will spend close to 250 million pounds this summer. When you look at last summer, 2025, Arsenal summer spending. How much did they spend last summer? Arsenal went ahead to spend 242 million pounds. 250 million pounds. That's what Arsenal went ahead to obviously spend, right? So if Arsenal spent that amount of money, I think they'll spend in the region of that, even this summer transfer window. That is it. They'll spend in the region of that, even in this summer transfer window. That's what I really do believe, and they have the financial muscle to do that, because they are not selling badly. Because Trossard, 20 million euros, right? Ben White, they'll get in like 20 million euros too, that is 40. Jesus, 20 million euros, that is 60. And for Martinelli, they want like 50. But 40 has been offered. So if they've gone ahead to bring back 100 million pounds, that means they only need to chop off 150 of what they had in plan to obviously do the needful. And remember, there are possibilities of selling players like Ethan Nwaneri, Fabio Vieira, name it. So that is Arsenal for you. And they've gone ahead to do a very amazing job in there for you. Now, in the comment section, I see many people flooding in here, and I'm like, we will obviously come and really talk to everyone. Let's start it off with Wilson. Hello, Rokani. Don't you think we only need someone on the left side to support Zolis? Obviously, Arsenal is looking in for a left forward. That is it. Because Martinelli is leaving. Then Jasper, hello Rokani. Between Bakola and Yalidis, which one do you prefer to join Arsenal? Yalidis is the player to me. He's the player. Patrick says, thank you, Rokani, for the update. Besides, I want to know about Yildiz. Yildiz, many of you want to know about Yildiz transfer, but Arsenal has been holding long interest in this player. That is it. Arsenal has always shown interest in bringing in this player. But Juventus is saying the player is not for sale. Now, the level at which Arsenal is, Yildiz might see this as a once-in-life opportunity and is like, Arsenal has the money to bring in other players. If I don't go right now, when will I go? He'll be like, Juventus, please, I want to go. The fact is, I've been here for some time, but I want to go. So I know he'll obviously look like a player who wants to go. And I think he is waiting for Arsenal to make it official. That is it. Andre Batha style of negotiating is different from other sporting directors because we've been told that he can negotiate deals for 5 players who play in a similar position at the same time. And he's like, if this one doesn't go through, if this one falls through, he proceeds to the next one. So he does not put his eggs in one basket. That's what makes him special, right? Good evening, Rokani. I can just hear Arsenal is building a dynasty with precision and vigor. Yeah, that is it. You are very much okay. Because if you look at the stats we've just shown you up there for this guy, Konsa, that shows you his passing precision is the best, is one of the best in the league. Freddie, good evening, Rokani. I just can't say, all right, this is a ring. Why has Arteta English players? You need to be having homegrown players. In your squad, you need to be having a minimum of 8 homegrown players. That is it. So that's why they are going in for these English players. Then Ivan says, good news. All right, thank you. Then we are having Arjuna Frank. Thanks for being quick. All right, thank you. But I've been a little bit late today because this video had just clocked 1 hour and then the other story went ahead, obviously drop in. Then Cherotich Ivan, we have been waiting for you. Thank you. Changonzi News Media, Mr. Genius Aradi, we are waiting for you. All right. Then Stefan says, Aradi, thanks for the updates, bro. All right. Thank you for watching it through. Enoch says, Bata Jew. So he's like Andrea Bata Jew. Then Martin says, Martin Kagenda, thanks for the update, bro. All right. Thank you for watching it through. Patrick Ekering, shot number to be given. By the way, let's check. Shot numbers available at Arsenal for Konsa. Let's see. Should that be another video? Shot numbers available. Because you've gone ahead to ask, we need to really reply to you. Available for Konsa at Arsenal. All right, let's see. Who has taken that of Trossard? So we've been told the variable shot numbers 15, 16, 18, 19, 25, 26, 27, and 28. So he has a vast range of choices to choose on as a player. So I've given you the shot numbers available for the guy. You understand? So those are the shot numbers available for the guy. You understand? Then we go out to Moses. Hello, Rokani. Thanks for the update. Ogema Gilbert. Thanks for the update, Rokani. Denny says, RD Rokani. I'm Dennis Monari from Kenya. Pipeline watching you live. Arsenal go. Thank you, Kenyan people, for obviously showing us love in here for you. Boa says, good news. I have now accepted that Skelly is one of the toughest midfielders we have at Arsenal. He's good. But let me tell you, never settle for less. And this goes both to Arsenal and Lewis Skelly. When you look at Lewis Skelly, what convinces him that he's obviously going to be playing regularly? At the age of 19, if he's like that and looking good like that, he needs game time. He needs to be played frequently, not sparingly, at the club of Arsenal to obviously hit his level. To hit his levels, you know. And I'm this kind of person who doesn't obviously judge players on potential, but I judge them on delivery. You understand? So that's all about a man known as Miles Lewis Kelly. And no one can come here and assure me that if Zubimendi is fit, Declan Rice fit, Bruno Guimaraes fit, Mikel Merino fit, and all playing at the best of their levels, that you can start Miles Lewis Kelly ahead of that quadruple. You all know the truth. And as you know the truth, even Mikel Arteta knows the truth that indeed this player cannot surpass these players. And that's why Arsenal are considering him to be sold, because if he's not sold, his price might go south if he doesn't get in enough playing time. And you know Arteta, when he really gets in a winning team, changing it is really very hard. Now, the game of Coventry is going to be speaking volumes on to whether this guy is going to be sold or not. If Lewis Kelly starts in the game of Coventry, it will be a message that Arteta is willing to obviously keep this player. But even if he starts him in the first 10 games of the Premier League, he would have gone ahead to blindfold him. That is it. He would have blindfolded the player and played on his mentality. Why? He would be like, let me give him more games, like the 10 games, because Declan Rice, Martin Zubimendi went ahead to play very many games. They were the World Cup. They need to be rested. So I start in this guy to obviously see to it that I manage the workload for these players this season. I tell you, by the time we hit December, Skelly will be on the bench. And the starting pivot of Arsenal will be either Declan Rice and Bruno Guimaraes, or Guimaraes and Zubimendi, or Declan Rice and Zubimendi. I tell you, watch the space. Watch the space in there for you. But by doing so, Arsenal would have gone ahead to maintain the price of Lewis Kelly. And if I'm Lewis Kelly, I'm 19, I'm turning 20 this year, I can give Arsenal one more season and see whether Arteta is a man of his word. That is it. Tademwa Sam, thanks Rokani for the update. This is Sam listening in from Barara. May the Lord bless you. All right. Muzora Eli says, thank you very much. Having Dennis. Oh, RD, I'm here live from Ajumani. Congratulations to the people of Ajumani. So congratulations to the Gunners in there. Thank you, Ajumani, for watching in through. Victor Yugi. Hey, Rokani. Victor Yugi from Kenya. This news about Konsa to Arsenal, nice. Me, a lot. Waiting for more, especially on the attacking area, then we call it a day. By the way, Arsenal has to reinforce its attacking area. Why? I was on TikTok today. I think that guy is called Nando Sports. And one of my colleagues known as Mr. London went ahead to raise something very special. And what was it all about? It was all about where Arsenal's weakness was last season. And if I ask you, where was Arsenal's weakness last season, you'll all tell me the forward line was the problem. Not so? Now, has Arsenal solved the problem of the forward line? The answer is no. So, that defense has been fixed. Midfield has been fixed. Forward line, they need another left forward and center forward. That is it. They have to do that. And they need to fix the forward line. And you're really right that they need to do that. Jeremy says, hey, already watching live from Dubai. This signing is massive. Thank you. Cosmas, already good evening. I think Arsenal are remaining with one signing. I think Arsenal can get 90 points. Yeah, they can even get 100 points this season. But I think 2 more are coming in through. A team says, Rokani, surely, I thank you. Your perfect update. But now how far for the deal of Yildiz? I've said that. Aiko Boa says, I can see we're heading to the right decision. All right. Nabs, the king herself. Big up RD. Nabs is everywhere, even on Mother Luganda channel. She's always there. Big up RD. Thanks for the update. Our defense is now a hard rock. Yeah, but you have to really keep your hands crossed for William Saliba. That back injury might see him not play football for Arsenal regularly for the entirety of this coming season. That is it. Moki254. Good evening, RD, for the updates. Happy with what I'm seeing in Arsenal. Thank you very much. Kenya is watching. Jeremiah says, hey, RD, Arsenal need leaders because we need an electric powerhouse in front side. Obviously, after Arsenal did bring in Mika Götze, if you want to bring in a player who is more experienced than Mika Götze, it should be Yildiz from Juventus. But the question is, will Juventus sell the player? Or they'll be like, the player is not for sale. That is the most important bit of it all. But I tell you, if Arsenal knocks on the door of Yildiz, there is no way he'll obviously fail to get in through. And remember, that scout Micheli, who is at a club known as Arsenal, and Andri Bata, I think, and they both Italians, they can really get in the best of the best from this guy. And they can really get this deal done and dusted because they know the dynamics, the permutations involved in signing a player from the Italian Serie A. That is it. I do have Ivan. This is Cachopa Calvin. Jacob, how did they sell him? Who? Oh, Jakub Kivio. By the way, Arsenal has money for Jakub Kivio. I had even forgotten him. Thank you for the reminder. Jakub Kivio. They sold him to FC Porto. Right? Oh, thank you. Arsenal got in £15 million from the sale of this guy. So I had even forgotten him. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for reminding me about Jakub Kivio. This is Cachope Calvin. Thank you, Calvin, for that reminder. Arsenal also sold Jakub Kivio. Richard says, hi, my number one sports analyst. I love you, bro. I'm getting you live from Budaka. Thank you. Then Bosco says, hey, Rokani, please organize one day and tell us more about Yildiz profile, please. The video is coming up today or tomorrow morning. Omron Stefan Aradi, thanks for your update. Arsenal, you all right? Kakande Jamil, help me to tell who is the best forward Arsenal team need among the forwards. There is Yildiz, there is Barcola, there is Osimhen, there is Ndiaye. So, Arsenal are looking out for many. That is it. But to me, if I'm Arsenal, I go in for Ndiaye of Everton. That is it. I go in for Ndiaye. SPDM Uganda. That's what we've been waiting for. Thanks, Aradi, for always giving us hot updates. Matovodano watching live from Eastern Uganda, Mbale. Big up, Papam. All right, thank you very much. Then, Chongozi News Media. Thanks, Mr. Aradi, genius. All right. Timba from Zambia watching. Keep it up, bro. How is Zambia and how are Zambian people watching us? But guys, we need to smash the like button. Yeah, smash it to 100 likes, guys. Smash it like no other. What about Fabio Vieira? Where is he going? I think he'll go back to Hamburg. But the amount of money that Arsenal wants, it looks like Hamburg is trying to be hesitant to see to it that they do the needful. Rokani, help me know how the deal of young defender from PSG by the name Emmanuel Mbamba ended. He has not arrived at Arsenal, but he will come. I think Arsenal will get him in because he doesn't want to play at PSG anymore. He doesn't see any way he gets into the first team of PSG to obviously dislodge what is that guy called? Who plays as the left-sided centre back for PSG? I've forgotten his name. The Ecuadorian. PSG. Pacho. Yeah, he's called Pacho. So he cannot obviously go in there. So there is no way he gets into that team. And it feels like at Arsenal, there might be a direct way into the first team. And exposure he gets at Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, some games of the Premier League and Champions League, other serious teams might obviously raise up their hands to obviously come in for him. So I think he's looking at that as the reason as to why he wants to come in through and join Arsenal. And I think even the money he's getting in through at Arsenal will be more than the amount of money he gets in through at PSG. But PSG are still fighting to keep the player. You understand? So that's what we have in here for you onto the Rokani Media Football. Now, let's sit. 61 likes. We are left with 39. Please smash the like button if you haven't gone ahead to do so. Now, it's not only a here we go coming in through from man known as it's not a deal. It's not only the deal that is a here we go for Konsa, but the deal of Curtis Jones is also a here we go. And Fabrizio Romano has told us that Inter Milan agreed deal to sign Curtis Jones from Liverpool. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place at 35 million euros. Package fee from Liverpool. Agreement also with the player and medical being planned next. Now, for Liverpool, losing this guy is a midfielder. Who are they planning to bring in? That means they are in the market looking out for another midfielder. That is it. You have to come in through and obviously increase your midfield. Because when you look at Liverpool, their midfield, to me, it's not up to the bar. Why? When you look at how they are really doing things as Liverpool, their midfield is left with Gravenberch, the Japanese guy. You'll talk about McAllister and Sobasilai. And getting into a season when you obviously need to be playing very many games, there is no way to obviously hide. You go for the best, according to me. You go all out for the best. And what's the best? The best is all about having an elite midfield. I think they need to sign in 2 or 1 midfielders in there for you. Wataru Endo, Gravenberch, McAllister. They need to add 1. And who is that gonna be? I cannot tell because I haven't gone ahead to see them linked to very many people in there for you. But all I want to let you know is that they need to get in a midfielder because that midfield is lightweight. That midfield is really lightweight. They need to obviously get in one. And we wait to see what they're obviously going to be doing as that side. So, as it stands in here on the side of the Rokani Media Football, we are really glad to have you here and to see to it that you guys are all in for this. But Curtis Jones is going to Inter Milan, and obviously he'll play there. He'll play there because Premier League players nowadays thrive easily into that league because it's not at the same level of intensity like the Premier League, and it's a little bit slow, but they are trying to make it their home. They're trying to make it their home, and even English players are trying to thrive that side. Though it's hard now for an English player to be called the national team when he's playing for such, and that is all about Curtis Jones. But Liverpool need to get in a replacement for that midfielder. We see who they'll go for, and soon I know we'll be told who Liverpool is going in for. Now, the former Liverpool forward, who goes by the names of Darwin Nunez, has joined Al Diriyah. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place between Saudi sides with Al Hilal. Loan until June 2027. Salary covered fully, but no buy option clause included in the current agreement. Signatures still needed, but deal in place with medical being booked. Now, at the start of this summer transfer window, he was linked to Barcelona, and there was like, Barcelona is raising up the hand. And I tell you, no serious club, will obviously go in for a player like Darwin Nunez, who went ahead to obviously tell Liverpool or accept a move to go to the Saudi Pro League to make money. One will be like, what about Cancelo? Cancelo went there because he was being not wanted at City. But if Cancelo was wanted at City and was like raising up his hand, I want to go to Saudi Pro League, I don't think that a team known as Barcelona would have going to bring that player, because they know to it that Darwin Nunez is a very good striker, but he went ahead to obviously show his age that at the age when he's still young, he doesn't have that heart of playing to see to it that he earns the money that is being paid in the Saudi Pro League in the top 5 leagues of Europe. Because let's be real, right? Let's be real. Darwin Nunez, weekly wage at Al Hilal. They pay him £400,000 a week. Now, do you want to let me know that we don't have players who earn that amount of money? We have them. We have them. So that means he never saw him into that picture of a player who can really succeed to be here and obviously earn that amount of money. And as a forward, if he improved on his finishing, because his other aspects of the game were okay, apart from being clinical, and he just needed to work out on that, because he would have wanted to improve on his finishing technique because he's a good striker. And if he could go in for 50 goals a season, I tell you, he would have gone ahead to call in for the amount of money that Erling Haaland is earning at City, because at City, Erling Haaland is earning £500,000 a week. So I wouldn't advise any team to look out for that guy. Let him die in his own movie, that side. Now, Belinahale, done and dusted. All right, thank you for the update. Guys, click the button. That is it, and subscribe. That is Chongonzi Media. Then Caleb says, innocent from Malawi. So far, so good. Arsenal start well with City. Yeah, their game with City was extraordinary in there for you, and Arsenal really looked top-notch. That is it. Timber, hey brother, enjoying your coverage from the time I subscribed over 2 years. Now, Timber from Zambia. Thank you for watching in through and being part of this channel. Now, I think we've gone ahead to obviously come to the end of the video. And we've enjoyed this 1 hour chat. And on a daily, I'll make sure that we really get in these many times. You understand? So please, continue to subscribe as I leave. And don't forget to obviously hit the notification bell after subscribing. And your reactions to Ezri, Konsa, to Arsenal transfer, here we go, are welcome in the comment section below. And see to it that you put in a very huge shift. And I love you all. And thank you for being part of this amazing channel. 5-finger salute to you all.